Hello. The internet might be broken, but we're gonna do it anyway. Oh yeah, it's like 2,000 kilobits. I just saw that. Okie dokie. Well, we'll see how we go. Hello. Oh look, I've got a jumper on the ground. Let's switch to this one so you can't see how messy my room is. How we doing? I missed the stream yesterday, so I'm streaming today. The day just got away, and by the time I finished dinner, it was 8:30, and that is too late for me to stream. But we did put a little bit of work into the project. So if you haven't been following, so I'm just working on the levels. If you haven't been following along, we've been making a UI. We've been making a game with just a UI pack. I should open that up. And we're gonna make a bullet hell cut type of game. Now I worked out that the name of the kind of game that I'm trying to make is like an S shoot 'em up, SHUMP Shump game. That's what they call them. Apparently, I did this off on the other screen because I wasn't quite sure. This is what we're trying to make, and I don't really have any experience playing these games, so it's kind of like I'm just going off what I think they. I'm literally making what I think this is, which is kind of silly, but at the same time, it's like whatever. It's just for fun. So I might play one. I should play one at the end. Just make it how I think it should be, and then like at the end of the project on Sunday or Saturday, just play one for fun. It's so silly that I've never actually played a game of this kind. I've just seen them in arcades and always been really fascinated by them. So what did I do yesterday? So I guess like I streamed on Monday. We did 3 hours. We've got 15 hours. That's the goal. We're doing this all in 15 hours. So I did 2 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Monday, and that puts us at about 5 hours. And then yesterday, I reckon I did probably about an hour. So, you know, like not the best, but not the worst. And today we'll try to do 3 hours again. And then, I don't know, just do like an ultra long stream on Saturday night or something like that. I'm not too sure, honestly. But we'll give it a go. So there's really not that much to show at the moment because I deleted all the enemies from the project because I need to create a spawner. So that's what we're going to do now. As you can see, there's just nothing here. Just the UI. And I spoke with the guys that are doing this challenge with me, and we agreed that we could use text and obviously music from another asset pack. So it's just the art that we're restricted to using the UI. So that's the situation at hand. Oh, I forgot to turn on the chat. I knew I was forgetting something. Activate. Not that there's anyone chatting, but too good to remember to do it. All right. Okay, so we got to make a spawner. Someone write in the chat so we can see it. Make sure the chat's showing up on stream. Drop a hi. And then what am I doing? Oh, a social stream. I'm looking for that activated. All right. Oh man, I just looked down at the monitor. It's like so blurry. Oh, I'm doing like 4,000 kbh. Yeah, it might not be that watchable, but I'm going to be working anyway, and hopefully it'll clear up. I don't know what it is today, but the internet's going bad. But I figured because today is like a work, well, tonight is a work night, I would just make one. I'd just stream anyway. I was like, I could just not do it. Hello. Thank you, Azir. But like, yeah. She's blurry. What does YouTube say? Warning, the stream's bitrate is lower than recommended bitrate. Yeah. It is what it is. It's going to come and go. Okay, so I have to make a spawner, I guess. So I got an enemy spawner node. I don't really, you guys can't even see it. So like, I guess I'll just describe it to you. I'm gonna have a spawn point, and then I guess I'm gonna have like a spawn enemy function, right? And I don't know what it's gonna take. Like maybe it's gonna take an array of enemies, or like just an enemy. Like I'm not that sure. Are enemies classed? Enemy bullet? Characters? Enemies? Enemy? Oh, they're not class. So let's add a class name to this. What do you think is the worst video game of 2024? Where's my... The worst video game this year? I mean, factually, objectively, it's got to be Concord, right? Without a doubt, the worst game of 2024 so far. And I don't even know, like, I don't care about any of that woke bullshit that people complain about. None of that really matters. It was an abject failure, like, without a doubt. And it probably wasn't because of that. It was probably just, it's a game that wasn't innovating on the genre, and it was not giving anyone there was no reason to be excited about it. It was just like, it's an Overwatch clone, right? So, but like, you just play Overwatch, right? You have to, and this is, I've seen this a couple of times in history, when people try to, like, you know, copy the formula, and it just doesn't work for them. But the fact that it fell over so quickly is pretty shameful. Like, without a doubt, the worst game of 2024. And that's not even because of gameplay. It's not because of anything woke. It's just because it got shut down in like how long was it around? Like 2 weeks? A month? That's bad, right? Like, at least Heroes of the Storm is the other game that I can think of that this happened to, right? Like, so you've got League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth, Dota 2. You got all these 3 games like popping off for the MOBAs back like 2 weeks. Yeah, you've got all these games. The MOBAs, the MOBA craze of like 2007 to 2012, I guess. I'm actually not sure what the timing was, but like the you know, like Heroes of New Earth, I think came out. It was the first one. I remember in like 2010, and then you had League of Legends, and then you also had Dota 2 in like 2013, right? And these games just went crazy. There was millions of people playing them. Obviously, Dota 2 had like some of the biggest prize pools in history, and Blizzard was like pissed off because the genre was essentially created in their engine, and they failed to capitalize on it, right? So they decided to create Heroes of the Storm. And Heroes of the Storm didn't really innovate on the... Millions got burned, literally. Yeah, someone got fired for that. But yeah, Heroes of the Storm was another game that I can think of where it was like, you're coming in late, right? You're coming in with a product that isn't as exciting or as innovative or anything. You're not offering more money because esports was a really big deal at the time. So like, Blizzard doesn't really do big prize pools. So like, why would you play this game? Like, why? You know? There are better games, like the ones that are already out are still better. And it's the same with this. Concord comes out, it's probably a fine game, but I mean, just play Overwatch. Just play, what's the other one? Valorant. Just play like, you know, there's just a million other games that already do this better, or at least as good. And so, yeah, it's just like rip. I think the stream's back, boys. All right, let's make an enemy spawner. Okay, so when we spawn an enemy, pass, I guess we want to know the enemy and we want to know the position, which is a vector 2. I can spell. And yeah, we'll just do that. where to spawn the enemy and like all that kind of stuff. I don't know. We need to get, we need like an enemy array. We need the enemies. I guess the question is going to be like, how do we figure out what enemies to spawn? You know? So, for enemies, I've done this a couple of times in the past, and it's always like a bit of a question mark, the best way to do it. So make it an array, and then you just basically go like an array bracket, and then you just, oh, that's a dictionary. It could be a dictionary. I don't know, let's just make it an array. I've only got 3 enemies at the moment, and you just like put the paths in. So you got enemy 1, enemy 2, and enemy circle. And it's not happy. And I think you can also preload them. And it's just an array of paths to different enemies. Or you know what? Enemies is an array. You know what I did? Actually, I just remembered. This is kind of Godot 3-esque. You know what makes these games work is that they're forcing whatever publicly. Yeah, but like I don't think that matters. Like I've been thinking about this a lot because I hear it a lot from like the people that I watch. Like I've been watching a lot of Asmongold, and I disagree with that take because I don't think that like the wokeness makes a game bad. Like people will consume media if it's good, right? It doesn't matter if it's like, it doesn't matter the gender or like the attractiveness or like whatever, the sexual orientation or whatever you want to say. Like that, none of that really matters. If the story's good, if the gameplay is good, it's good, you know? Baldur's Gate 3 is a really good example of that. It's a good game. People love it. But like there's plenty of room for self-expression in that game that people would consider woke. You know? It just doesn't matter. It's not relevant. No one's gonna not play your game because it has pronouns. That's my take. If that makes sense. People will play your game if it's good. The double negative probably makes that less catchy. But yeah, you understand what I'm trying to say. Enemies, it's an export variable. That's what I'm going to do. Export var enemies, array, and it's pack scenes. Like that. And then I can just add them to this array. And I don't need to worry about the pathing. Dude, that looks weird. Circle. Go 3. What's another game that I was thinking about the other day? Life is Strange. People love the shit out of that game. It's woke as fuck, man. I love that game. Spawn enemy. Okay, so the enemy is actually a pack scene, which is confusing as always. Pack scene. Let's go with enemy scene in terms of the name here, and let's just really var enemy equals enemy scene dot instantiate. Right, and then. You're right, no one cares what they do unless the idea... Well, it's not even about the forcing of ideology, because, like, what is the forcing of ideology, really? Like, if you think about what art is, and art is forcing ideology, at least, like, in a certain sense, right? Like, someone else's ideology, like, how that person is and what their worldview is what builds that art. And so, like, art is a form of that. And so, like, if that person believes in those kind of things or wants to write a story specifically about those kind of things, then, and you think that because it's like following the trend of progression in society, then it is. But if it's actually good, then no one really cares, you know? Like it doesn't, it's not like people aren't going to play a game. You know, like there's a, what do they call it? A vocal minority that will say they won't play a game because it's like woke. But like the vast majority of consumers will, because it's good. And if it's good, then it's just be good. Enemy dot position equals position, and then enemy spawner. I guess you just go add child enemy, and then I might create a function on the enemy to like tell it what to do at that point, because I don't have any instructions yet. Enemy. Okay, but that's its essence. Okay, what's happening here? Enemy has no static type. Enemy. Okay. So when do we spawn enemies? Do we have a timer? And then it slowly, we won't make it go faster like we did last time, but we can just like this, we can have a spawn rate. And it can be a float, it can be equal to let's go with 5 seconds for now. It doesn't have to be low. And then we can spawn an enemy in every 5 seconds. So hey, SquarePeg makes games, welcome to the stream, how are ya? Let's go with ready. Damon, hey, how's it going? Ready, that's what I'm looking for. That's good, that's good to hear. Ready, avoid, and then I guess I need to start the timer, but I want to start the timer in a function. So we can be like set spawn, something like that. I don't know. And what we'll do is we'll just go get tree dot create timer, and the time will be spawn rate, and the timeout will be connected to I'm getting a little bit like set spawn enemy. What do I really want to do here? Let's just delete that. I'm going to add a timer because it's going to be easier. Well, cleaner. I don't know. We'll see. It might not be. Fundamentally, it doesn't make a difference. Does Godot have high fidelity PBR pipeline? I don't think so. It has Godot. Godot, it just one. There's no pipeline. Like, I know Unity has a bunch of different renderers, but like Godot just has the single renderer, and it's very good. You can make a very nice looking game with it, but and if you're an indie developer, it's probably enough for you. But like, if you're looking for something like Unreal or Unity, it probably doesn't compete. But timeout, and then connect that to the enemy spawner. Okay, so here, this is where we want to do the timing, right? So first we need to choose an enemy. So for enemy to spawn, it's just going to be for now just enemies dot choose random, pick random. There we go. If I have 1.5's Unity experience, what's the best bet? Well, I mean, it depends what your goals are. Like, there's some really nice looking games being made. Like, what's that one? Road to Vostok is being made with Godot, and it looks great. There's a bunch of other games that people are making that look really good. I wonder if the Godot showreel is out. There was one recently, right? Showcase? Made in Godot 2023. So I'll just disable the music. So like, I mean, this is a very particular style. Fuzzy Nancy 2, thank you so much for the follow. I'm great. How are you? We're just reviewing the Godot 2023 showreel to look at some of the kinds of games that you can make with Godot. So obviously this is very stylized, but it's definitely 3D and the lighting looks very good. Like, so if you want to do stylized graphics like this, I think it's fine. Like, you're not going to have any troubles ever. Like, stylized, 100% you can use Godot for that. I think when you might have trouble is like if you wanted to do like high fidelity AAA graphics, you might struggle, but it's still doable. This is the game made by Fursifer? I don't know. They make videos. They're like really good. Think about a space game, but with lower scope and better graphics. This is Diablo. There's a game. This game's so sick. That looks awesome. Like, wait, hang on a second. We've got like a 3D painting on Android, or what the heck? I gotta download this. Uniform. Hey, Fuzzy Nancy, which games do you stream mostly? I make games. I don't stream games. Dude, this looks awesome. This is sort of like, I guess you would say like 2007. This is like Xbox 360 graphics. PlayStation 3 maybe. This is cool. Outer space? Space game? Space game. Here we go. This looks like it could be relevant. I think I've seen that game on Reddit, and it's like cows in space or something. I don't know. Let's see if we can find something else. Dude, that looks awesome. Extraterrestrial. Let's just blast through some of these. This game looks like it's going to be good. Dig, dig, boom. What else have we got? Some 2D stuff. Is Road to Vostok even here? Dual Run. I mean, everyone knows Road to Vostok, right? Road to Vostok is probably like the poster child for like good-looking games. Good-looking games in Godot, right? This is the most recent one, 9 days ago. Like, this is pretty good. It's obviously, it's not the same kind of style that you're looking for, but like, it's capable of this. So like, no, it's okay. That's what I'm here for, to be distracted. That is definitely movie. Yeah, it's definitely made with Godot. Novi, hey, welcome to the stream. I should probably download the demo of this. Maybe we can play it next weekend when we do the like gameplay segment. So it's definitely capable of like really nice looking graphics. I don't know how much you'd have to learn to get this much out of it. Fuzzy Nancy, we're not going to take any offers at the moment. Not on stream. Thank you. So yeah, we're definitely capable of doing something high fidelity for sure. How easy it is to do, I'm not too sure because I don't do much artwork, so I don't know. Can't answer that question. Can it do it? Yeah, it can. Pick random. Enemy to spawn has no static type. And then we'll do, I guess it's a pack scene. Hey? Hey, Novicient? Thank you so much for the follow. Is it good going from Unity to Unreal? Is it good going from Godot to Unity? I don't know. Like, it's hard to say because when I switched, I was still very new at game development. So for me, I feel like same as Nova. Oh, hey, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Yeah, so for me, it was like Godot has always felt like my home, you know? But like for other people that are more experienced with Unity, it might be more difficult. I don't know. What am I doing? I'm looking for the music. We can probably turn that back up. But yeah. So, right. So we're gonna, every time the spawner time's out, we're gonna pick a random enemy to spawn. And then we also need to set a spawn point. So I was sort of playing around. Can you do like, is there such thing as a vector 2 range? There's an array. There's a packed vector 2 array. Oh, I guess it could just be an array of vector 2s. I spent an hour today playing around with the custom settings in Godot. Now my scripting looks really nice. That's awesome. I've seen people do like the meme thing where they make their font like a handwriting, you know? This is going to be an array of vector 2. Right, so I was playing around with the idea of a spawn point, and that's basically going to be, if I go to 2D here, it's going to be a line slightly above the visible area here. So basically I'm going to say like the enemy can spawn anywhere above the line here, and then it's going to move to a random point in the scene somewhere else. I don't know exactly how I'm going to work that out. Maybe I'm going to have like a box. So I'll set another vector 2 array point, so I can just pick a point anytime, anywhere within this like box of vector 2 points, and like it will just move to there. And I don't really think it's going to move that much after that. But for now, let's just see how we go. So we're going to need an array, and we'll go. So vector 2 0 -10. That is above it. Randef range should work for that as well. Maybe. I've got an idea about like how I want it to look in code. It's just getting it out of my head, man. It's hard sometimes. Okay, and so this will be the furthest most point. This is not the right thing to put in here. It's got to be that. What that would be is, if I go back to 2D, I can actually just grab a sprite or something to visualize this. Where's the even the enemy spawner, if I go all the way to the other side. So right now, if I go -10, see how it's like above? Maybe it should just be a -20, so it's like right above. And this one should be, I think 360. It's a bit too far. Project settings. Yep. 320. There you go. Forget my resolution. 320. So that will be the other vector 2 that we can have here. Make this -20. And what did I say? 320, -20. And so that's like the point where it'll spawn. And then I also need like the movement array, like, I don't know what to call it, the place where the enemies can go to. enemy box, enemy movement box. This is gonna be the exact same thing, so I'm just gonna copy. And then now, where will this be? This will be probably like here, right? So we'll say like, oh, it has to be probably 20 to project settings. Oh, no, not project settings. That'll be the first one. 2020. Yes, and this will be 320. Is that correct? And that's so we don't really need any other arrays, because once we know those two, we know exactly like what it's a square, right? So we can just like mathematically work it out. 300, and this, oh, you know what? This needs to be like 80 or something, because it's like the diagonal. So this actually has to be 80. And so we know like we can build up the full square to like find a point within these, because we can just like go it can be like Novi said, it can just be random range, and so we can go 20 to 300 and 20 to 80, and that could be like anywhere. That one's our Y, one's our X. So obviously it's a little bit easier for this one because the Y is always the same. But yeah, so the spawn point, let's calculate that. It's a vector 2, and it's going to be equal to a vector 2, and we'll bring in the brackets here, and it'll essentially just be, so X will be randef, I can type, range, just getting hot in my room. That's not right, what's going on? I'm missing a D. There we go. And it's going to be anything from the, so this will be an interesting little, let me just make this a little bit bigger so we can see everything that's going on here. And okay, so we're going to go spawn point. Oh, the music is distracting me. Probably distracting you guys too. I don't know, I keep it pretty low on the mix, but it's higher for me for some reason, I don't know why. Alright, so this will be spawn point. And we'll go, since it's 0, and what do you do X first, right? So it'll just be like spawn point 0x, and like we can just literally copy this, and then just change this to 1, right? And then the exact same thing, we copy this. Hang on a second, I'm an idiot. No, that's right. Yeah, it's a random range between those two X points, and it'll be a random range between the two Y points as well. That's kind of long, so let's put this on the second line. Expected expression. Oh, come on, that's allowed, right? End of statement, profound. Yeah, if you're interested in having your text wrap instead of having to scroll sideways, there's an option in the settings. Oh, okay. But then it wouldn't, yeah, that might actually be good for this stream, to be honest. Word wrap, boundary, behavior, indent wrap lines, auto wrap, boundary. And then if I scroll out, I like it. That should be enough, right? Or have I've messed up my brackets. Yes, I have messed up my brackets. See this? This should be like this. I don't actually game. You'll see in a second, Ali32-bit. I've got a little bit of setup to do because I deleted all the enemies, and so now there's nothing to see when I run the game. So I've got to like build up a spawner so that I can spawn enemies so that you can see how the game works. Okay. So randef range between those 2 points, close that bracket. No, don't close that bracket. And then the next one, I put too many randef ranges. And then that will be enough. I'm ahead of myself. Okay, expected ending statement, but found that instead. Oh, you know what? I need to put var. After all of that, that's the error. Cool. Alright, cool. So now we have a random point between the two x's and the two y's. So we should just be able to call the function spawn enemy, and we pass in the enemy to spawn and the enemy spawn point. Right? One, but it's a vector too. This should be enemy to spawn. I meant genre and goal. Okay, so we are making a game in 15 hours using only a UI pack from Kenny. And in that 15 hours, I need to make the game. I have decided to make a shoot 'em up bullet hell game. So this is the pixel pack that I'm using. Only these icons I can make the game with. I've got 15 hours to do it, and it's due on Saturday. I'm having a challenge with a couple of other game dev YouTubers. So we've got GWiz, who organised this. We've got Quebble, who's another guy, and a couple of other dudes. Let me just pull up the list because there's so many. You might know some of them. We've got 16-bit game dev. We've got Bacon and Games. We've got this guy's Coding Quests. Coding Quest, his Discord name is different from his YouTube channel. We've got Gambit, Quebble, and Stay at Home Dev, although I haven't seen him talking in the group chat, so he might not actually be participating. I'm not too sure. But he did agree. So we'll hold him to that. We'll see. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get this done before Saturday. We should be okay. I've consumed 5 hours already. And they look like spaceships, yes. That's what I felt the same way. Spawn enemy. Add child. Okay, so now we need a function on the enemy. So basically we can just yoink this, right? And we can essentially just take the enemy movement box and replace these here. Dude, that wrapping setting is awesome. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Novi. That's going to make it so much easier to make videos. Okay, so now we've got enemy movement box, enemy movement box, enemy movement box. So we can define a point anywhere along these two vectors. And we need to like send that. So this is going to actually be not the spawn point, but the enemy resting point. And so what we want the enemies to do, essentially, if we look at it from a 3D plane, we've just got a yellow background at the moment. I'll try to think of something more interesting to put there. But at the moment, it's just yellow because there's nothing that I can put there. I was thinking about it, noise, but you know, custom theme to make Godot black and orange. Really nice look. I kind of like the way it looks. You know, the OG blue. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to hide the HUD, the game over. So basically, we're going to have enemies spawn outside of this and then come down and then they'll be here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they will move to a point in the zone and they can just start shooting whenever. So the enemies need to take instruction. Let's have a look at a single enemy. Pretty basic stuff here. Turn off the collision shapes. So we will, what I want to do is, I wanted to do a couple of things. I wanted to put in an animation player to sort of give them a bit of depth because they're just idle at the moment. So I'm going to just put like an idle animation, and this is the parent one. So I'm just going to key in that position and then over like 5 seconds, right? Let's just make it really long. Let's just like add a point. Can you use a Voronoi texture with a color ramp? Yeah, I probably will end up doing something like that. I think that's probably the best way to go. So let's not move. Oh yeah, position, that's fine. And then a bit of a rotation. Create, and then this is a looping animation. Set to auto start, and then if I play that, hang on a second, better make 0 the reset. Key that in. It'll just sort of move around a little bit. Just shift these a little so that they don't happen at the same time. And maybe make it so that it rotates back in the opposite direction. 1.5. Something like this. Good enough, I say. We'll worry about that refining. Okay, so that just auto starts and plays. I would avoid touching rotation given the pixel art style. That's a good point. We'll see. We can always take it out. It's a really good point though. Okay, so we need a function on the enemy. They're really basic at the moment. They just fire. That's literally all they do. So let's create a function and we'll call it something like move to rest, right? Maybe I should give them a shadow. That might help like communicate movement a bit. And it's going to take a point, which will be a vector 2, and then it'll just be void. Okay, so we're going to take the point. These are character 3Ds, so I guess I'm calling move and slide, so I can just go, give these guys a bit of a velocity, right? Speed, right? It's a float. Let's make it like 100. And we'll go export var, not export var, just var direction. And it'll also be, actually it'll be a vector 2. Hang on a second. Yeah, a vector 2, and it'll be equal to vector 2.0. And I guess what we can do is we can determine the point destination. Just a vector 2, it doesn't have to be anything at the moment. And so what we can do is we can set the destination equal to the point. And then we can just wrap this and say like if point, if destination, and position, global position, let's just go with that, is not equal to destination, then we will set the direction. Oh, I don't have to go var, I have to. Well, actually, yeah, does this need to be a constant? Hang on a second. I can just go var, I can take that, I can just copy it. Not a constant, that's not the right word. A direction, and it can be equal to destination or global, which one? I can't remember. It's either going to go the wrong way or direction 2, and then you can just put in destination, and then velocity equals speed multiplied by direction. That might go in the opposite direction, depending. And then we're just calling move and slide. Could not find type of vector. Okay, my bad. Right. Okay, so move to resting point is the function that we can call. We'll go back to 2D. Press this button. Open this up. Press this button again. You know how it is. And then, okay, so now we've got a resting point. Then we can go enemy dot move to resting, and it takes a point, and we'll pass in the enemy resting point. Okay, I think we're good. On the ready function, we are going to need to get access to that timer, aren't we? So let's get that here. So spawn timer dot set wait time. Wait time equals spawn rate. and then spawn timer.start. Right. I guess I can just pass that in. Anyway, on spawn timer timeout, we've done all that, and then we just start the timer again. I'm not going to set it to like auto start or anything like that. In fact, I mean, I could just do it without a timer. Let's delete the timer. I'm so all over the place with how I want to treat timers. People have been dogging me about timers, man. It's crazy. People have been saying that my code is bad because I use timers, and I should use delta time. Like it matters. I don't know why. Okay, so get tree dot create timer and then spawn rate dot timeout dot connect, and we call the on spawner timeout, right? Easy. And then we can just literally do that again in the spawner timeout thing, so it just goes on forever. Easy peasy. It's a sin to use timers. Consider me as, if it's a sin to use timers, consider me a sinner. I just don't get why it would be considered bad when, like, fundamentally they do the same thing. Like, they use, under the hood, they use delta time. It's like, it's just a convenient API. A simple equation really only runs once. Use a timer runs a millions of times. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, this only runs once, man. Like, if I go get tree create timer, I pass in the time, and the timeout and the connect. Like, literally, it is just the same exact formula that you would use for delta time, and I just have to type that. I don't know, it works. So is the way I see it is like, that is just like an API call that does the same thing for me, and I don't have to think about it. And then regular timers are good because obviously you can pause them, which is nice. I guess, like, I don't know. To be honest, like, the actual timer nodes, I tend to use like get tree create timer more because it's convenient, and like, if you don't need to pause the timer, it's fine. But like, yeah. But in saying that, I actually don't have an example of delta time. Obviously, I use delta time when it's convenient to use delta time. But yeah, your version is really good and memory efficient. The node version has uses when you work with signals and stuff. Yeah. It's like, if you need it to call to a different node or something, like, I don't know, like you start it somewhere else and it calls out. But fundamentally, like, you could do that all in code with delta time. It's the same thing. You just emit the signal. Okay, so I think this should work. We should just start spawning, right? After 5 seconds. Let's run it and find out. If it crashes, it crashes. Whoa. Okay. I mean, it kind of worked. He came in from the side though. I wasn't expecting that. Did I like, oh, you know what? I'm probably passing it the wrong. I'm passing in the wrong variant. They're coming in on the side. Oh, and they're shaking around like crazy. Okay. So he might have messed up the vectors. Enemy movement. Wait, hang on. They come in from the side, so this is a problem that goes beyond. Beware of vibrating enemy. Yeah, I know what that is. I had the same problem with the player. Not a fan of that aliasing. Yeah, we'll fix that in a second, don't worry. Let's just get it showing up in the right spot first. Soon. It is never reaching its destination. I think this happens only with small pixel sizes. I've never encountered that problem until working on this project. I don't know why. Okay, so this is trauma. I want to work on enemy spawner. Let's have a look at these vectors. I've stuffed these up somehow. It's X and then Y, right? Am I crazy? Spawn point 1.x. So spawn point. This would be 0 and 320, right? And this would be negative 20 and 20. Right? And the same with this. Enemy movement box. This would be 0.x 20 1 300, and then y 20 y 80. Or have I like x then y? Yeah, it's x then y. What's going on? Ah. I was moving that around to like understand the spaces I needed to reset that. That's so funny. Is it going to change now? Are they going to come in from the top? Because that's what I want them to do. Yeah, they're going to come in from the top. Great. And okay, now we've got shaking enemies, which we can fix. I had the same problem here. And the other thing that I added in, oh man, they're shaking like crazy. Okay, so enemy number 1. So essentially what's happening here is that the global position, like the velocity never gets set to 0, right? So actually what needs to happen is that you go else, right? And then you can go velocity. You probably can go, you can do a move towards, right? Move towards, move to resting, move towards. Thank you. And then you can go velocity dot x to 0 at probably speed is fine. That's exactly how the default code does it. So we'll do the exact same thing for ease. Don't have to think about it too hard. It's just a fun little project. Move toward. If I can type. Velocity dot away 0. And then speed. All right. Okay. Okay. I just full screened it. Nice. I pressed the wrong button. I've got like my fingers all over the shop today. Okay, so in theory, once it reaches its destination, it should tick over to this. But I don't know for sure, because I get the feeling that, yeah, I don't know. I had this exact same problem with the character. So here the character is essentially just given the position of the mouse, and then it moves towards the mouse within a bounding box. So it doesn't, you can't move the character outside of the play area. And then it's just direction too, like mouse position minus position normalized. And then I had to go like, if the length of the vector, the direction, I guess, is greater than 2, move towards, else move towards 0. That was the only way I could get it working. I don't know what it was. I think it's to do with the pixel size, but I can't say for sure. I don't normally work with 2D. Hello? Yeah, see, they're still shaking. Which makes me think that that second line of code is never reached. Like, we don't ever get to this. Let's do a little breakpoint. Hang on a second. We ran the scene. We need to run this scene. Maybe. See, like, we never get that breakpoint. Which means they're never... The other thing you could do under the enemy, you could just print, right? Shakes more when it stops. Yeah, well, it will shake more because it's moving a little bit too far, and then the direction here is changing because the global position is different, right? So, right, global position is never equal to destination. it's always going to be false. See? So I don't know what the deal is there, you know? I'm going to have to do the exact same thing that I did for the player. I've never experienced that before. What else could I do to alleviate that? I don't know, it doesn't matter. I know a good enough solution, so let's just roll with that. The thing is, this is always going to be true. So I need to, seems like a floating point error prevents it from the code being reached. Clamps or using is equal approx. I tried with is equal approx with the player and it didn't work, and I ended up just using like an if statement, and that was fine. Basically, I checked to see the direction length is, so you can go, hang on a second, can never get back to the code. So fundamentally, I'm doing the same thing, but with the mouse position. I'm calculating the direction manually. Like, I'm not using direction 2, but direction 2 is literally this equation here. But then I'm also just, rather than normalizing it, I'm calculating the length of that vector. And as the character gets closer to that destination, the length of that vector gets very small, right? So if it's less than 2, and this is pixels, right? So this is very close to where it should be, then it moves towards 0. So this is basically what I'm doing here. So normalize will never reach 0. Yes, that is correct, but that's not what we're checking, right? We're just checking that the global position is equal to the destination. But yeah, by its definition, yeah, sure. So there's an option to have the script icons on the tab, so you can click them from up there. I don't know, man. So what we can do here is we can just say that if there's a destination, and then we can go to the next check. We can say if global position, what was I doing? Minus global position minus destination dot length. I need to wrap that in brackets. Is greater than 2, then go here. Else go to 0. Same exact principle. We just check the magnitude of the vector. Yep, that helps. Sweet as, oh, she. And so now you have them spawning. So we've eventually, like, we've achieved the principle of the game. Oh, I killed that one before it even reached it. And we haven't seen any of the big boys, so I wonder what happened to them. Why aren't they spawning? Oh, there's a big boy. Oof, took a hit. The other thing I implemented was a screen shake, so now when you get hit, the screen like shudders in a pretty violent way, to be honest. Okay, we can kill him. Now, right now, the game is just you need to live, and there's no like escalation, and there's no upgrade, so you don't get stronger. I want to implement that, and then I also want to implement more enemy types and probably maybe a boss, so we can have like this happening. Oh man. And then have like a boss battle after. Oh, I died. A boss would be cool. Yeah, I feel like a boss is necessary, and then also like an increase in the amount of. Whoa boy, that guy is flying across the screen. Now, I have the other option as well. Like, I can decide to move these enemies around after a while. Like, maybe they decide to move. They're meant to be flying, right? Or floating. Dude, the vertical guys are like kind of hard. They have a high fire rate, so it makes it difficult to get like close to them. But I think they have a lot of health too. Right, so I think maybe the spawn rate's probably a little bit low, and but I think it's okay for like a... Dude, the fire rate for those guys, they always come so far down the screen for some reason too. Alright, cool. And the other thing that I've been thinking about is maybe switching the orientation from like, instead of like top to bottom, I go left to right, but like that's easy to change I think, and not a big deal. So I'll worry about that later on. Let's work on fundamentals. So okay, let's work on giving the player more power. Now, I have a couple of options. I can either have a combo, like let's say if you kill 5 enemies without taking a hit, you'll get like a combo, and that'll increase the amount that you shoot for. Like, you know what I mean? Like we can increase the number of bullets that the player shoots, so it can be 2, it can be 3. We can add like an additional laser. You know, we can do a lot with what I've done so far. So it's just a matter of like actually making the bullet and then spawning it, right? So we've got some debuggers. What's happening here? Error calling the signal area entered to callable area damage 2D. Hang on a second, what's this? From object. What is this? What's this? On area entered, cannot convert argument 1 from object to object. But it's an object, mate. What's the problem? Damage on area entered. Damage on area entered. Is it already connected? That's why, right? I like kind of fucked up a little bit because I've connected it. Oh no, that's the signal damage. Wait, okay, what? Error calling the signal area entered to callable area 2D damage. Cannot convert argument 1 from object to object. Alright. Is the bullet an area node? Yes, it is, yeah. Don't know. It's not affecting gameplay at the moment. I'll sit on that. I might figure it out later. It is a bullet, but a bullet is an area. Extends area 2D. Function on area impact. On area entered, area 2D, I'm calling impact. I think maybe this is the issue, right? Area 2D damage. On area entered. On callable area 2D. I'm actually not too sure. I have to think about that. Area entered. Dot connect. What is this? What am I doing here? What is this object? Class name damage detection extends. Damaged. Area entered. Dot connect on area entered. Oh, this is a signal. I think the connect call is invalid. Yeah, this here. But it's working, so I don't understand that. What is it? Area entered. Cannot convert argument 1 from object to it. What? That's not true, Ali. That's... you can do this. Yeah, that is valid. I don't know why it's telling me it's not, but I think you're talking about like the function connect, and then you want the signal area entered. This is the old Godot 3.5 way of doing it. String name, and then you want the callable on area entered. That's the old-fashioned way of doing it. They're both valid in Godot 4.5. I don't know when they're taking this out. It's depreciated. I wonder if we still get the error. It's not calling the error. But then we wasn't calling the area 100% of the time last time. I wonder if it's just with a specific type of enemy. Have a look. Let's just let them spawn on the screen. Yeah, look at that one. That one produced an error. Oh my god. They overlap. I shouldn't allow that. I don't know how to prevent it right now. I'll think about it later. It's just the round ones. I should look at their scene. Ouch. I just took so many hits. Spawn a round one. Oh my god. There we go. That didn't produce an error. Is it just like occasionally? Okay, hang on a second. What's the error? Error calling can get. Okay, we got fewer of them. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's like let's not worry about it too much. It's not actually preventing the game from running, but I think it could also be from like the old way was about to be depreciated. It's a bit more reliable. I haven't had any problems with the new way, but yeah. I'm pretty sure that it's depreciated. I could be wrong on that. I did a video on signals like a year ago, maybe longer now. I think it's been longer. And in that video, that's when I actually discovered that it had changed. It's pretty funny. I was like, I'm gonna make a video about signals. And then it was like, oh, I've been doing them wrong since Godot 4 came out. And then, yeah, I'm fairly certain they said they were going to remove the old way at some point, but it breaks a lot of stuff, right? So they got to probably keep it in. Maybe for the entire version of Godot 4, like maybe not until Godot 5 they take that out. Could it be that the bullet deletes itself too soon? Yeah, it could be something like that, or like it's getting called before it's added to the scene. Something weird. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it now. It is curious, but yeah. Okay, so we need to give a player. We're going to do a combo counter, right? So when the enemy kills an enemy, we are going to count a combo, right? So we probably need a singleton. I've got a signal connector. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to create a new one. Is it going to be a scene? Could be a scene, but I'm just going to make it a script. Combo counter. Combo counter. Right. Var. Combos equals, it's an int, I guess. It equals 0 to start with. And then we can go add combo, and it'll take, actually it doesn't really need to take anything because we just assume that every time the enemy kills, it's going to count up. So it can just be void, and then we can just go combo +1. Right. Or maybe that could be worth different values. Let's just add that in anyway. Like amount. As an int, and then just like plus equals amount, just in case we want to change that later. And then we can subtract. Exact same thing. Pretty straightforward. And then I want to say that every time that the combo is divisible by 5 will give the player something. Something like that, I don't know. Minus equals amount. So we'll have a signal. I'm just going to call it combo milestone reached. So how do mods work again? Combo, like we can get like if combo is this 5, right? Is that what is that? Maybe make it 2? That thingo, that's going to return the remainder, right? So if that is equal to 0, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so when an enemy dies, what do we do? It just queue freeze, but at the moment, we want to add a signal. We don't need this function. Let's just delete it. Add a signal to this and call it enemy defeated. And a value. That's an int. And then we go back to the enemy, and obviously it does get deleted. We'll add some animations later. Then we can go signal connector dot enemy defeated, and we can emit, and the value for now will just be 1. I might just create a export value. Be like combo value. And then it can be an int, and it can be equal to 1 by default. We'll pass that in, let's variabilize it. Variabilize, is that a word? I don't know. I'm gonna variabilize that. Sounds weird. Okay, so now we have the signal emitted. We can go to the combo counter and we can connect that signal. We can go ready, and we can go signal connector dot enemy defeated dot connect, and then the callable would be add combo. Okay, subtract combo, I don't know. Cheat viewers on undesirable municipality. That's a cool name, but now you're banned. Possible ban evader. Banned. Likely ban evader. My auto mod works okay. But these people still follow me, which is kind of annoying. And then I have to ban them. Alrighty. Okay, so we'll worry about subtracting combos later. I think I'll do that when you take damage, but yeah. So now we've got that. I'm pretty sure, I'm kind of being dumb at the moment. I'm fairly certain that's going to be 0, right? You know what I'm saying? But let's just make sure it works. Run that, run this. Kill, kill, kill. Maybe the spawn rate could be higher. We can have it ramp up slowly. Whoa. Okay, I should be seeing some printouts. Just check that. We're not seeing any, so I don't know. I must have messed up a step there. What am I doing? Enemy, this is on the class. It should health expired, Q3 when it gets deleted. Emits the signal, enemy defeated. Enemy defeated, and a value. Debugger, nothing there. Okay, combo counter, I forgot to add it as a singleton. Lol. Okay, plugins. Input map. Globals. It always helps to add the combo counter to that. I guess I could call it directly. I don't really need to. If it's a singleton, like I don't need to emit a signal, right? Like I just call it directly. Like I can just go combo counter. Add. What is it? Add combo and then combo value, right? And then yeah, should be good to go. How silly of me. Kill. Also, the bullets delete themselves when the enemy gets killed. So, yeah, that is how it works. That's having a dumb moment, but yeah, that's fine. So we can just say basically we want to say let's go back to combo counter, and we can say that if combo mod 5, we should be like upgrade amounts. So we can create a variable called combo milestone. We're calling it a milestone, but I spelt it wrong. And that can be an int, and it will be equal to 5. I suppose it's technically a constant, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So we can say if combo milestone, no, so if combo mod combo milestone is equal to 0, then combo milestone reached dot emit. Right? Do we care if we've reached a bunch of them, or are we just gonna like... Yes, we do actually need to know the number of milestones, so... Milestone counter? There's a bunch of different ways we could calculate this, but... Excuse me. The easiest way is to just add 1. You could just divide it by the number of combos as well. That would be perfectly fine, but I'm just going to do that. And then we'll send that out with the milestone counter. It's essentially the level. Oops. And so at these stages, well, I cannot type today. Come on. I'm trying to press Control S, but I keep pressing Control Z, I think. Okay, sweet. So we emit that, and then that'll get sent to the player or whatever. And so now what I can do is I can sort of come to the player, and we have a variable on the weapon manager, which is what controls the projectile, right? We can create different kinds of projectiles, and we can load them up at different stages, right? So we can create probably the easiest, we could just create an array, right? And then just like whatever the milestone value is, we'll just like look that array up and load that to the projectile. So we can have an export variable here called projectiles. Richard Oz Dev, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. We've got some more people coming in, which is exciting. Some names I've not seen in a bit. Happy to have you. Yeah, so what I think, yes, so this projectile is a pack scene, but instead it's going to be an array of pack scenes. Projectiles, I might pluralize it as well. Projectiles, and it's going to be an array of pack scenes. Am I confused? Are we storing milestones in the bullet? No. You are confused. Here, I'll show you. So we've got a combo counter, and the combo counter is the, I don't know, it's just a singleton that counts. Essentially, every time that an enemy is killed, it's going to call the function add combo, and the enemy is going to have a combo value, default 1, and so that's just going to get called when they die. So when they die, the enemy is going to say, hey, I died, here, add this to the combo value. And then the counter is going to get added up at 1. And then every time that we're divisible by 5, so for every 5 combo points that we earn, we're going to get a milestone. And when we get to that combo milestone, we're going to emit that to the character's weapon manager, and that is going to let the weapon manager to know that it can go to like the next level of bullets. And so like basically every time you kill 5 enemies, the projectiles that you're shooting are going to get faster, bigger, stronger, I don't know. Array pack scene. Right, okay, cool. Spawn projectile. And we probably also need to have an export. We can just call this, it doesn't need to be an export actually. We can just call this level. And it's going to be an int and equal to 0. Or it should really be equal to the combo counter dot combo milestone, right? Yeah, that's fine. It's going to be 0 anyway, but actually let's just make it 0, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now this needs to be projectile, and we need to pass in 0. No, level. A list of projectile scenes for each level. Yeah, we'll have a list on the weapon manager of different projectiles to use depending on the level. Cool. I think, am I using that anywhere else? Spawn projectile. Right, if it's an auto fire, which it pretty much always will be. I wrote this with like, hey, I might at some point have it so that you can choose what weapons you want to use, but like, I think I'm just going to make it automatic, given the simplicity of the game, like not stop it every 5 seconds like I did the last game I made with upgrades, and like let the player choose, because I feel like this kind of game, it's just like the weapons will get powerful. So now this needs to be capped, right? So we probably need to go and just create a variable called projectile, and it will be a pack scene, right? And we can say it's equal to, actually, sorry, this is an int, and then it's not going to be called projectile, it's going to be called projectile to load, and projectile index is better. My eyelid's itchy. Oh my goodness. It's too hot in my room already. It's not even summer. Okay, so projectile index is going to be equal to the minimum of level, or I should say projectile dot size -1, right? We never want to be past that amount. You know what I'm saying? And then we can use that. And then we can do the exact same thing. This could almost be a function here. Right? And so that'll just allow us to like, we don't have to, it can be infinite, but it's going to cap out at some point. So we don't really have to think about that. All right, so let's create a couple of projectiles to sort of feel that out. So under the character, I've got bullets and projectiles, and that's kind of confusing. So I'm going to create a new folder called projectiles. Not in the bullets folder. I'm just going to create it here, and we'll call it projectiles. And then that way it'll just help us keep organized. Projectiles. Right. So, and we'll move into there. I don't know if that's going to affect anything on the weapon manager. It's going to want some elements. So we can have the first one be level 0. So yeah, let's go and save scene as, and we'll just go projectile number 2, because I'm not that smart. And so these are really simple objects. They basically, I've already built in the ability to have multiple. So we can have different types. And you know what? I might create some more information on this, because right now the projectile really has the only option. It's the fire rate, automatic, and whether or not there's a direction. And I think maybe this direction should be coming from the marker, so that we can say like this point should go straight ahead and this one should be like rotated based on like whatever. Something like that. Perhaps. Anyway. Duplicate. And then like set it a little bit. Really like 5. And then this one can be like offset by -5. Now you're shooting 2, right? After you hit 5. And so yeah, let's add another script. We're gonna script a script, and so this will be like a projectile point, I guess I'll call it. It doesn't need much. I just need to let it hold the data for some other stuff. Projectile point should be lowercase. Projectile point. And then we'll just give it a class name. Projectile point. And then we just, I don't think it needs any functions, but it does need to have the direction variable. And this is just a bool. This needs to be a lowercase. Okay, cool. And then we can leave them unchecked. Need to add the projectile point script to this one. And then probably move that to, we'll keep it in projectiles, that's fine. Probably move projectile script to projectiles. All right, so now that we've got the variable there, we might think of other things. We can get rid of the no direction variable here. We could potentially move it to the fire rate. We could have like, all of this information, like the fire rate, the spawn point. We could move this down a second level and then we could create more variability. Oh well, at the moment, let's just do it here. So we are looping through for I in spawn points get children. And then we go load bullet layer. We're gonna need to pass in a new variable, which is direction, right? And just pass this down. I might have to put like a little underscore on that and get bool. And then we can go I dot direction. And to make it a little bit easier, we can type this little I here. We can go for I in projectile point. That's right. We can go, and then we'll be able to get the direction. It'll autocomplete for us. Okay, and then we can also this here because it no longer exists. We can go no direction. Bool. Right. Okay, and this needs to be passing in the direction. Okay. New bullet dot direction. Yeah, it's a variable on that. It's kind of confusing, but whatever. Okay, cool. So we're sort of rolling now. That should work for this one here. We should have 2 that just go straight ahead. So we should be able to test that out. If we go to the character and go to the weapon manager, let's just add another element and add that second projectile in. And yeah, let's see if it goes to that after we shoot 5 down. Maybe we make the combo counter smaller so that we can reach it sooner. Where is that gone? Singletons? Combo counter. Let's make it 2. And go with that. Oh, we got a... yeah, okay. We got some... Trying to assign type marker to a variable of type projectile point. Get direction. Alright, we're already here. Of type marker 2D. But trying to assign type marker 2D to the variable type projectile point. But they should all be projectile points. No? I didn't put the script on the original. That's what it is. I already know. I know the answer to my problem. Open scene. Add the script. Nope. Rerun it. Now we can shoot. Still not happy. Why? It was doing okay. Good luck with this. I'm leaving early. Alright, have a good one. For I in projector, trying to mark a 2D type of projectile point. Oh! They're on the enemy as well. Make it one single change. All the enemy bullets need to change. Enemy projectile. Let's just put all the projectiles in the right spot. I think that went to bullet. Hey, hey, good day. Hey, Vishal. Welcome to the stream. How are you? All of these need this script. So annoying. It's okay, let's close some stuff so I can actually get this done. Okay. Enemy projectile 2, projectile point script, enemy projectile circle. Oh my god, there's so many! Okay, let's lock in. Lock in. We can do this. Gamer skills right here. Dragging and dropping, boys. All those years playing Dota have paid off. My actions per minute is so high. Awesome. That should be it. I can shoot. Can my enemies shoot? Yes, they can. Whoa, whoa, he's going in directions. I am not getting an upgrade. I just realized that I was supposed to get an upgrade basically immediately. So what happened? I haven't connected the I haven't connected the signal. I already know. So silly. Combo counter dot combo milestone reached dot connect, and we need a very basic function here called level up. Level increase. Let's make it a little bit more sensible. And does it need anything? Yes, it does. Level LVL, and then and it's an int, and then we go void, and then we literally just make our level equal to the LVL. And why isn't that picking up? Did we not? Oh, you know what? This is not the right script to be doing this on. This is the weapon manager that is in control of this. Makes total sense, doesn't it? Okay, let's add that and then go back to the ready function and just like yoink that. How silly of me. It doesn't even have a ready. Okay. Got that. Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can read it all. Level increase, level equals level. Combo counter. Okay, what's it? To view to connect. Oh, right. What's the callable? Okay, combo milestone reached. Now we're emitting the milestone counter, which is essentially our level. Oh. Let's kill some enemies. Oh, great. I mean, it works. This is not the best design, but it works. Okay, so I have no idea about this stuff, but I hope it'll turn out the way I want. I think it will. Are those electric guitars? Yes, they are. They are like the one thing that I refuse to get rid of from my past. You know, there's like everyone's got that thing. I've had them since I was a kid, and I refuse to throw them out, even though I don't really play that much anymore. I used to play a lot. Okay, so that is working how we expected. The direction is not, which is easily remedied. Yeah, I went crazy with music, so at some point I wrote a lot of music, and I think it is playing in the background. It's not very listenable. You can't hear it much. There it is. It's very quiet. This one actually doesn't have any guitar, so it's not a very good example. That's a shitty example too. I'm not proud of that one. We'll go with this. This is my favorite, probably one of my favorites. This is the intro song. Yeah, so bit of history. I remember when I wrote this song, I was living with my friends in this gigantic house. I don't know what it is, but like, I feel like everyone's got that dream where you get to live with your best friends in a house. And like somehow I got really lucky and that's what I got to do. It was like a 7-bedroom house. And I had like at some point, it was like a 2-level, someone had converted a house to have like multiple levels. And so like me and 2 of my best friends lived in the lower level with myself, or we were like underground. I had like a window in the top of my room that saw out to the ground, and then my friends were above us. They moved in like later on because the lady that lived above us moved out eventually. We were probably too annoying. But yeah, I was just playing this and my friend walked in and he was like, all right, because he was also a musician. He's like, let's put some vocals to that. And he like did a backing track to this, which I don't play here because obviously that would be distracting. I've just got the acoustics. Have I played Outer Wilds? I bought it and then refunded it. Don't hate me. It just wasn't for me. I was hoping for something more like actiony. I don't know. Like it was kind of not my style. But people love it. One of my friends was like, "You'll cry," and I played it and I was like, "I don't get it." But I also didn't play it for that long because obviously the refund time is like 2 hours. I think I played for like an hour and I was like, "This is weird." I'm not a big fan of roguelikes. Like the whole like repeatable, wake up and do the same thing again. That's not me. Okay. Let's test out the weapons. Oh wait, I haven't even fixed them yet. Alright, so if no direction. So I guess that's oh right, so it actually just needs to be if not direction. I just flip it. And change the name because it's confusing. Get the levels right. Okay, cool. So theoretically, the direction stuff should be fixed. Let's kill 2 enemies, I think. Okay. I mean, it worked for me. We still got some bugs. Whoa. The circle dude had trouble. Can we get a circle dude? The enemies are just dying way too quickly. Here we go. Okay, what is going on here? Oh. I know, these all need to be ticked to have direction. Oh my god. basically, if that's not ticked, it just sends it in the direction of the Y. So basically how I'm doing this is kind of really, it's a bit hacky, it's a bit silly, but I'm gathering these points up and I'm saying, how far away are they from the center? You know what I'm saying? So like, but sometimes you don't want that. So we've got a variable called direction. And if that's ticked, you know, oh, the stream dropped. No. We're back at it. This happens like once a night, at least. The stream Fs. Nah, it didn't. We're back. Refresh. We're back. We're back at it. We survived the great refresh. I don't know what it is, but every night my internet will cut. It is I can tell, right, because Steam, Battle.net, all the online things will relog me, and I'll get like a little notification on Steam like, oh, all these people are online. Battle.net will like flash up. It doesn't say anything, it just like notifies me that it's connected or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah. We're back at it. Okay, cool. Alright. We've been going for an hour and 45. I want to put 3 hours of work in tonight. So we've got about an hour and 15 minutes to work on this, and then we'll be back on Saturday. Saturday's gonna be tough because I might have to do some work off stream to like meet the 15-hour quota and actually get this game done. I've got a lot of things going on Saturday. Busy day, but hopefully everything will work out. Okay, let's make sure this is working. Give me a circle. It's all random. Oh yeah, okay, we got one straight away, and it's working. The pixels on this are all messed up. I can like interact with this one. Why don't I pick it up? Can I interact with these two? No, I can't. I've taken them off the same layer. Ouch. Okay, there's way too much on the screen right now. So this is what it should be like. It's still not that exciting, in my opinion. These guys are the hardest to kill. And then we can just increase the number and we can... Okay, so now we need to... That's easy enough. Let's create a third projectile for now. So this is an enemy projectile. We don't want to create an enemy projectile. Projectile 2. Scene, save scene as, and then we'll just call it projectile 3. Literally just another one. And it can be at x0. And do that. Are they kind of too close together? I think they are. So let's make this one -10 and this one 10. Still no direction. Right? We'll worry about that for the next one. Or do we want to give it a little bit of direction? Give it a little bit of direction? Let's add it to the scene. See how it feels. It's all about testing. I think I will make it so that you lose a level as soon as you get hit. We'll make it pretty harsh. So like I think it's going to take 5 to get a combo, and then if you get hit, you lose a combo. You don't get any chances there. And then if you run out of combos, do you get game over? Like, what's the deal? Is it kind of like Sonic where you have to build it back up? Okay, one of them has it and it's way too harsh. So that's fine. I forgot to add them, but we get the test. Projectile 3 has direction. Apparently I'm live, guys. Let's just make that -5 and 5 again. Maybe even closer, like 2. Yeah. I don't even know why it puts that in the chat. Maybe I can turn it off for stream elements. Still not. What the heck, mate? Check the box. And the reason that they're like going kind of crazy, I think is also because of their height. So if I bring them closer, I think they'll have like a different kind of a vector. You know what though? I still want them to be further away. So I might just make this 1 and I get 1. It's going to be hard to fine tune all of this. I'm going to have to like set up some sort of helper so that I can preview different variants. Well, okay, I also need to fix the fact that the bullets disappear when you kill the baddie. Like, you shouldn't get that. Okay, that's much nicer. It might be a little bit too spread still. And now everything just dies. It's not even hard. Well, it will take 15 to get to this point. I mean, it feels okay. Like, you still feel really strong, like, with this. Like, I'm probably just killing stuff before it even comes onto the screen. Okay. Let's go to the combo connector, combo counter. The milestone is 5. And we'll go with that for now. And the spawner. Let's go to the spawner as well. The sauna spawner. Size 3, vaccine. I didn't make the spawn rate a variable. At export. Spawn rate. 5 seconds. I think it needs to be a little higher, to be honest. But at the same time, I do want it to ramp up. Based on the milestone? Based on the amount of time passed. What do we reckon? Based on the milestone? Did we drop again? Don't know. Anyway. Okay. So we will go spawn rate. We can start it off at 5 seconds, and I guess what we can do. Sorry, what were the options? One more time. We can. It was like, how do we want to increase the spawn rate? Oh my god, this is not like doing what I want it to. Why does this look like this? Oh, it's because I made that change, eh? What the heck? So the spawn rate needs to be. These could also be export bars, to be honest. That we can change that easily. Okay, so what we need to consider is probably the when we reach a milestone, so we can connect that. Ooga booga, Mr. Forgettable. Hey, welcome to the stream. Haven't seen you in a bit. How's it going? How's school? I'm sick, yet I crave cake. I mean, cake will make you better. Let's be real. It tastes good. And anything that makes you feel good will make you feel better. Ethan J. Blue. Hey, welcome to the stream. Okay, so we've got spawn rate, timer, connect. Yeah. And then we've got spawn rate timer. So basically we need to connect the milestone. Combo counter. Combo counter dot milestone reached. Seems kind of silly to do it this way, but whatever. Connect, and then we can add a callable here. Increase spawn rate. Capitalize that. We don't need anything, but I'm pretty sure it passes an amount here. We gotta wear traditional clothes. Did you have those back in the day? For school? Yeah, we had, I mean, we called them uniforms, right? Only for tomorrow. Is that like, do you mean like a gown for like university? When you're graduating or whatever? Int? We're not gonna use this. Void. So we can go spawn rate equals spawn rate. Look up South Indian traditional clothes. I'm just gonna do this over here, just in case. South Indian traditional clothes. Are they really heavy or something? I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of cool. Like, that's drip right there. I mean, the girls look awesome. The guys, I mean, you're just wearing like a white suit. It looks comfy as fuck, man. Is it like some kind of wrap that goes around your waist? No, it's not pants, right? The girls look good. Yeah, that's cool. It looks comfy as heck, man. Dude, this is so much better than having to wear a suit. I would choose this over like some of the stuff they made us wear at school. It's nice and light. Is it made of cotton? I'm not gonna lie. I think it looks pretty cool. But I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. Spawn point. What? How? Like, we want to have like a lower rate. We can just cap this. We can just go like cap. It's gonna be great to look at girls tomorrow. Yeah, for no reason. Just, I mean, yeah, they're gonna look good. We don't have to. It's not creepy, but like, it's cool. Cap max clamp. Is the name of it, what I'm looking for. And then we can go, the value is the spawn rate minus amount, right? Might as well, right? No, I don't like that. Let's just subtract 1, whatever. And then we'll go, I can make it like a divisible. It's gonna get really quick. For the lower amount, 3 seconds. For the max, well, it's 5. I guess you could just make it a min rather than a clamp. It's never going to be less than 5. Plus spawn rate minus 1. That should be a max, right? We don't want to go into the negatives, and then we can increase spawn rate, which is actually a decrease spawn rate variable, but whatever. Okay, so every time we reach a milestone, now we should start to see faster spawns. Unfortunately, I made the milestone 5 enemies. Ouch. Stop it. So we just have to wait. 2. Okay, next I'm fixing the bullet thing. We just spawn them on a different... We can spawn them on the parent, and it should be fine. Okay, we made it to the next level. You should start to see more of them. Because I'm not getting overwhelmed, you know? I suppose you don't really want to at the start, but still. We can have multiple spawners? It should be down to 3 now, so it's as fast as it goes. I'm still like so OP. I think I need to balance this. Maybe make the bullet smaller so that it looks... Maybe. Oh, I can't kill it. It's too close. I killed one before it even came. I should probably make them invulnerable until they like are visible on the screen. Yeah, this is way too easy, and I'm pretty sure I'm already at the max rate because I made it 3 seconds. Let's just make it 1. And then print spawn rate. Because we're using spawn rate down here. Make the bullets smaller so that I have like less of an area. We could make me weaker. You can make it so it takes more bullets to kill. Like something that I haven't actually considered, bullets smaller and faster. Yeah, it might look better. Is that the bullets do the same amount of damage? So I have 2, and so now I do like double damage rather than like the same amount of damage. White surface. I don't know what should it be. The spawn rate's down to 3 seconds. And fire what I can do is just make the bullets despawn as soon as they hit the screen. Oh, sorry. I still have to fix up the levels. Well, okay, so now we're going crazy. Now it's just like, oh my god. These guys look like they drop Christmas presents, I'm just saying. This feels about like the right kind of hecticness. I still haven't worked my way over to kill those other ones, but I don't really need to. That's the interesting thing, right? Because like there's only one enemy that shoots like multi-directional, so I'm not under any threat. I need to probably give some kind of incentive potentially. Oh well, some shaking going over there because they overlap. There's no incentive for me to like try and stop the bullets from flying through. Oh my god. So I can just create a safe area for myself and then just ignore everything that's happening over there, which is all shaking, and now I died. And then you can just look at them go. They're just spawning. Bro is on 0.1 HP, yeah. What if the bullets fall down a bit, then curve towards the player? That would be cruel and unusual. I think the point of these kind of games is to give people, like, you're meant to be like moving your character around all the bullets. Oh, the big bullets? Maybe. I need to create more different enemy types, but yeah, I probably need to create some more variation in the direction because like I said, you can just create a little pocket to survive. A survivable pocket. So how do we do that? Actually, you know what? I've got to fix the enemies. I'm going to fix the enemies and the fact that they despawn the enemies. So when they fire a bullet, we just add it to the child. But realistically, we need to add it to the world. So we can get owner. We could add it to the owner. That would be fine, right? Owner.addChild. Projectile, something like a gradual curve rather than a sudden one, so it's not impossible to dodge but still provides threat rather than shooting away from the player. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I watched one the other day. I was watching all these games, these shmup games. I don't know how to pronounce it. Shmup game? I don't know why they called that. Shoot 'em up. And I think it was like Raiden 2, right? These were really popular back in the day. I need to like take some inspiration. Let me just...
Testing the stream quality because it showed it was like really off and I didn't want it to be a really bad stream and it looked like it was being a stream, so I'm like, you know what? We're gonna restart this game just to kind of get it going. But man, this game is tough. This game is tough. We got up to like the first level, and I think the
Fire Gaming TV. Nice.
But there is a lot of things that happen in this
game. Yeah, it's one of those things where like I remember them. I never played them, but I remember them from when I was like traveling with my parents when I was young, and we'd go to these campgrounds, and the campgrounds like in the 90s had these like arcade cabinets, and they were always there. And so it's like, I know this game exists. I've never played it, but like
getting the power-ups and stuff, so it's gonna be very interesting. If
always in the like the campground, like I don't know what you call it. It's like, you know, the communal area, like the place where you go for training.
If you're watching on Twitch, definitely be sure to hit that follow button. Come join us on Discord, all that good stuff, so you can hang out with the community. And
all right, get to playing. I want to see this.
Oh.
Yeah, they got ones that like point at you and shoot. Crazy nostalgia, yeah. So that's actually something that I should consider, ones that actually find the player and shoot towards them.
But there is some vertical difference in this. Oh, we're not gonna get it in time. I'm waiting.
The original Age of Empires, yeah, I played a lot of that too. I don't know how I got it. I think I just had the demo and played a lot of the demo, to be honest. Like, I didn't actually have the game.
Oh my god, he came from randomly.
Oh, look, he's got a laser.
Yeah, the thing that makes this gun really tough is, like, you really have to stay on spamming. Or else it's pointless. And I just almost killed myself just for that. I almost killed him. Oh, what is that? Oh, hey! That was a fairy! Why did he switch? Oh my god. Oh no. Go blue.
Okay, looks like there's a lot more happening on screen.
Yes.
Fantasy creatures and being Age of Mythology. I never played it. When it came out, I was like, man, that looks sick. And then I never, it's like, I was not a PC guy back in the day. Like, we had a family PC, and like my parents didn't really like, oh, I got a lot of errors, eh? Signal area connected to callable, area connected to callable. Hey, this is the area we were having before. Now we've got a ton of it. Oh, because we're spawning way more. That's why. Interesting. The other thing I noticed is that the enemies are moving down screen.
Okay. No, what?
So you're like actually flying over them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they come down, and he's like moving past them if he misses, except for some. I wonder how I can do that.
Stuff. Blue, waiting, purple.
Dude, that's so sick.
That dude came out of nowhere. Woo, we almost just got hit by that.
Like, it's moving with the camera.
It made us stop shooting rapidly.
Mine's very static compared to this.
Did we get him? Wait, there's a second. What do you mean there's a second? When we did the last playthrough, that wasn't the case.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve this level of variety.
Oh,
obviously, it's like a very designed level.
Left, right afterwards. I think we did it. That wasn't bad. I think we like used a quarter.
There's like more than one enemy type. You know, you've got ones that will just fly around, fly with the camera, and then others that will not do that.
What is that? No, give me.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to achieve anything like that, but whoops, where'd Godot go? Here it is. Owner, add child, new projectile. So we changed it to that. That should help with the despawning of the bullets when you kill the enemy. We can have a lot of variety just with a few enemies. Yeah, you can. That's for sure. Owner, add projectile, add child on null value. There is no owner? Oh! That's because you need to go like this. When we add child, we have to go TTS, text to speech. I don't know how to add it in. Well, I do know how to add it in, Goosefat. I enabled it in Twitch, but I need to like download that plugin from the video. I haven't done that yet because I didn't want to. I wanted to use Stream Elements because I use that for everything else, but they don't support that. They only support TTS through their own payment platform, which is like kind of dodge. Which like I think I will add in eventually. But like for now, like I think it's fine for it to be channel points, right? We want to go enemy dot set owner, shape owner, get owner, set owner. What? Add no, there's a function for this. I've done it before. Add enemy dot owner, add enemy. There we go. Add enemy with owner, add child. Hang on a second. Add sibling, add to group. An owner can be set. Oh, you just go dot owner. Okay, set owner. Should work like that. Okay. We need the music. Okay. We're very zoomed in here. Okay. Give me this. The game is running. Close. I cannot call child add. Okay, so we can go add child, and then you can just go enemy dot set owner, even though that's not coming up, and it will be self, right? And that should allow it to use the owner variable, in theory. Yeah. Okay. More bugs. Okay, so we know we have an owner. That means that we need to also set the position for the... So when we add the child new projectile set target layer, we also need to set the position of the projectile. So new projectile method tweener, excuse me. New projectile dot global position equals the global position. It just needs to be spawned on where the enemy is at that point in time. That's fine. Let's try that again. Okay. Now I can kill this guy and the bullets will still be flying, which is exactly what we want. Cool. Alright, so they're flying in, but it's not really like the same, it's not the same level as the game that I'm trying to emulate. Obviously, I'm not going to reach that level, but maybe we can emulate something like that. The enemies are very static. Obviously, they get to the position that they've been given when they spawn, and then they just despawn. Which is not that interesting. The upgrades that we get, they are not... ouch. Okay. The upgrades we get, and we should get a chance to, like, get health, you know what I'm saying? Whoa, shit. Oh, gamer skills over here. Gamer skills. Right, gotta get that guy. Oh shit. Ouch. Oh, no, no! Oh, I'm dead. I got a lot in the debug. I gotta work out what that error is. Okay. So, yeah. Where are we at? We're at 2:15. We've got 45 minutes left on the clock. Hey, Blood Mage, welcome to the stream. How's it going? So, what can we do to elevate this? Oh, health? And the upgrades? I don't know. Maybe we should be like, oh, you know, shields, maybe like we can do stuff like that. Would be fun. I wonder, how can we like give a shield visual? Go to the character. Let's have a look at the tile set. First of all, the tile set is that one there. Like something like this could literally be like shield-like, right? We make that big enough, it can like rotate around it. Chicken invaders? What's chicken invaders? I'm emulating this, but I'm not doing the best job. Chicken invaders. Ah, same kind of deal, right? Like it's a Space Invaders game. I guess Space Invaders is kind of similar. That is such bizarre. Like, when did you play this game? Very positive. 3,000? Chicken Invaders Universe. So this is like, oh my god, they've got so many of them. Where's Chicken Invaders number 1? It sort of starts at 2. Chicken Invaders Universe. Chicken Invaders 4. 5 Deluxe. What the heck, bro? So this is something that you used to play on like Xbox 360 or something? It was like Xbox Arcade, right? This feels like an Xbox Arcade game. $1997. Okay, no, definitely not. Chicken Invaders is a series of shoot 'em up video games. Oh, that's the exact genre that I'm trying to emulate. So that's, yeah, you're on the right track. Created by a Greek indie developer. Okay. Is there a dark mode? There we go, guys. Sorry about that. On PC, had many hours on this. It was fun, yeah. Chicken Invaders 1999. The game is one of the longest running video games developed in Greece. Okay, all 6 main entries in the series have been developed by Pruska Interactive Studios and has been released on Windows, OS X, Linux, iOS, Windows Phone, and Android. You know, it's crazy. Like, they're just making money off this thing or something. What's going on? Yeah, that's crazy. I like how it's like, yeah, 1999, 2002, 2006, and then I'm guessing they like moved to like mobile or something like that. Like this release cycle is like way higher. Ultimate Omelette. So bizarre. That's cool though. Don't mind me. Just looking at stuff. Okay, cool. Alright, so this I think could be a shield, right? Just drop this in. Increase the scale. Hello and good luck. I can't stay for long. That's okay, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Make it like blue. And then rotate. And then if it was like there, let's turn off the collision shape colors. Something like that kind of gives the feeling of a shield. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything else that we could use? Maybe. Potentially this. And we can like make it pulse and stuff. We could get really specky and just animate it so that like eventually you could see the hole. What am I looking for? Modulate. Something like this. I think potentially the other one looks better. You know what I'm saying? Let's delete. Come back to this. There's 2 of these. One that looks kind of broken. Right? So like maybe we could take it takes like 2 hits for you and have it change. Animation, region. This could be like an animated sprite. Let's delete. Animated sprite, 2D, animation, sprite frames, new sprite frames, click. Add default. Yeah, that's fine. Delete. Let me delete that button. Delete. I'll just put this here and I'll just put that there. Okay. And now I can rotate them both. 45. Scale them up. Something like this. Visibility, modulate. Let's go with the blue. Let's make it transparent. Show behind parent. That probably looks better. And then you can have the second frame. Next frame. Oh. We don't have to animate anything, we can just set it to frame 2, right? So we can just go like that when it takes a hit. I think that'd be cool. Shield. I guess I need to create an area for shield. script, shield, create. That's fine. Alright, so pretty much the same. If I go 3D and add a collision shape into that, and then give this a shape of a circle, I'd say, and then make it pretty big. So the trade-off is you can take a hit, but it actually makes you a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? So like your effective safe area grows, but you can take a hit. I don't know if it's bad or good. I'm not too sure. It has to be on the same area layer. So if we can go collision 4 and maybe just it masks it. We don't want the two to interact with each other, but I think they will by like unintentionally. You know what I'm saying? Won't know till we try. Let's take a hit. Okay. We still take hits. Okay, great. Okay. Add that. Right. So, this got a shear-old. It's got an R in it. Shouldn't. We need to get to that. And basically, we can create an export variable for hits, and it's an int. Actually, it's a float, to be honest. Never mind, it's an int. It's equal to 2, and we can create a function called like on hit. We can just connect up the. We can connect the signal, right? Area entered. And then go to itself on area entered. Area 2D. We don't really care about that. We can copy the fundamentals here, but there's not really that much. Hey! Dangarap, rated with 6 viewers. Thank you so much. Give me a moment here, I'll shout you out. I right click your name? How do I do this? I'm such a noob with Twitch. Shout out Dan Garrett. Nice, I did it. Computers. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much, guys. How was your stream, Dan? I'm gonna stalk your page.
Can I kiss you?
I brought good friends. That's good. That's what we like to hear. So I guess I'll give you guys a quick rundown of what we're doing. I'm in a game dev challenge right now that has been issued by fellow YouTuber GWiz. And he has challenged me to make a game using only a UI pack, which is this here. And I have 15 hours over the next week to do it. So that's what we're working on right now. He and a couple of other YouTubers, 16-Bit Dev, Bacon Games, Coding Quest, Gambit, Quebble, Stay at Home Dev, also have been challenged, and we're going to come together in a week to see who's made the best game. Scale issue. I'm stuck on a scale issue, but I'll get it fixed. Scale issues suck. So at the moment we're making a ignore the blue. We're making a bullet hell shoot 'em up game, a shmup, like the ones on SNES and arcades that you might have seen back in the 90s, because I'm old. And that's what I used to see in all the campgrounds for like the indoor area. And so you just gotta, you know, avoid the bullets and shoot back, and then every so often you'll get like a better gun. So you know I have 2 bullets. And so basically, yeah, it just goes on forever. Eventually they start spawning in more. I'm gonna make the enemies more dynamic at some point and probably create some more. So we are going at it. So thanks for joining us. Okay, we got the 3. It doesn't really get psycho until like later on. I think we're at an enemy every 3 seconds, so we're still pretty chill right now. But when it speeds up to 2 and 1, it gets pretty hectic. To be honest, I think I might have multiple spawners. Whoa. And then maybe like an incentive to actually like, oh, here we go, here they come. See, the jump from 2 to 1 seconds is just like so much. I don't know why. And then I think someone suggested that the bullets should like get closer to some of the bullets, like the big red ones, should be like moving towards the player, which I don't think is a bad idea. We can have the those enemy objects point at the player, because we already worked out that that was sort of an acceptable thing. Or even, to be fair, like maybe the small guys. Whoa, shit. We're still going. We're still going. I've got my little safe pocket over here. But yeah, so we do that. I got a lot of errors. I don't know what's going on. So what were we working on? Oh, that's right. We're giving the player a shield and also just working out how to activate that. So that's pretty easy. So when we get 2 hits, basically when something enters this, which is going to be a bullet, right? Because we're on the same as the damage shield. So basically what's going to happen, because it's bigger than the damage area, I'm assuming it's going to get detected first and take 2 hits before you take any damage. So what we can do here is just go hits -1, right? Minus equals 1. Because we already know that we're not concerned about the amount of damage that the bullet does, because the enemy bullets do different levels of damage. Like the big red ones do 25 hit points, so it's a quarter. So the shield would save you a fair bit. So the trade-off's pretty good. And then we can just go like if hits, I should say, minus equals 1. If hits is less than 0, less than or equal to, just in case. This gets triggered a lot. Then we can queue free. No, not queue free. Oh, maybe we're gonna need a queue free. And then add this to the player later on. We can save it as a scene. I think we can do that, yeah. Queue free. Right. Now, I don't know, I wasn't watching. Were we still taking damage? Oh, you know what? We do need to queue free the area. That's what we need to do. So when we get hit, we have to go area.queueFree so that we delete the bullet before it hits us. So that should protect us, actually. We get a little enemy going here. It does. Yeah, and now we lost it. And now we take damage. Cool. Okay, so that's sort of working as intended. Now we just need to add this, so we can just save this as a scene, right? Oh, and you know what I need to do as well? Change the scene. This has got like multiple things. So we can go to this frame. So we can go shield. Frame 0, go 1. Okay, so like if hits minus equals 1, and then we can go frame shield dot frame equals 1. That should be fine. We don't need to like get specky with it because we know it's only going to take 2 hits. It's all going to work out. All right. So what's next? We need to actually save this as a scene. So save branch as a scene under character, bullets, projectile. I guess I'll call this like power-ups. Maybe if we want to create some more later on, we can do that. Power-ups. Shield save. And let's just remove this from the player now. Delete. Okay, so we just create a little function here to add a shield. So func, we'll just call it add power up. Add power up. Power up. It's fairly hard to read. Sorry about that. Let's go Control Shift that. Add power up, and it's going to take a power up which is going to be a pack scene. And essentially all we need to do is just add that to the player, right? So we just go, power up dot instantiate. So var new power up. Power up. This is going to be a area 2D, right? Big one, and then equals to power up dot instantiate, and then power up dot add child. No, sorry, add child new power up. That's all we have to do here. I don't think there's anything else. We've done that. Now, how do we get this? We got to create an object for it, like a collectible. So I guess it's going to be an area 2D again. And it'll have a sprite and a collision shape. We'll just make it a square, I guess. Should be right. What does it look like? I guess we could just give it that. Is there like a shield? There's like weapon symbols in this pack. Do these? We got swords, but no shields? What's the deal? We got a bomb. We got some stuff. Okay. Give me a shield. Do we have a shield? What the heck? The heck, man? All the weapons, but no shield. What if we just made it like the watering can? I guess we'll just make it the symbol be the same as what we're actually gonna make it. Cause like why else? You know? What else can we do? I guess, oh, we can make it this and then like make it blue. Because that was my other option for the thing. So the sprite can be this. And then we just make it blue. Alright. Visibility. Go like that. And alpha it a little bit. And so I guess the concern is realistically that people will confuse it for something bad and try to avoid it. Hopefully we can prevent that. Shield pickup. And so how can we detect this? Power-ups. Pickups. Shield pickup. So we've got the two options. We probably should put something on the player to detect stuff rather than having this detect the player. So we can put this on a layer so that it's unique. So we can basically go collision layer. We can just make it layer 9. I don't think I'm using that. I know I'm not using that. And so what we can do is under this, we can add another area node. So many area nodes, and we can add a collision shape and basically just make that like pretty big, you know. And if it gets triggered, we can emit a signal. So let's just put this on collision number 9, and we can say on area entered character. So now we know what the area is, and basically we add a script to this. Shield pickups, create. It's gonna be a class. We'll classify it I guess you would say, as a pickup, right? And then the export var power up, Yes. My naming conventions for all this stuff is so horrible sometimes. I really need to improve. I mean, I'm trying, but like, I still feel it pretty bad. Like sometimes when I think of these, I'm like, what am I saying? I've never really been that good at naming things on the fly. So power up is a pack scene, right? We can't type these, so we're just gonna have to trust that it's gonna be the right kind of pack scene. But we will go to character, power ups, and then shield, right? So this will carry the shield. And then on the character, on area 2D entered, area 2D, we can say, can't really change that. I don't think. I think it will cause trouble if I do. But we can say that this is a power up. Well, pick up, what did I call it? Yeah. Can I say this is a pickup? I don't know. Let's find out. Anyway, so then we can go add power up. And then we pass in area dot power up. In theory. So let's just drop one in the level and pick it up and see what happens. Okay. Great. Crash. Shield GD to have type of shield pickup. Oh, you know, this is actually just an area 2D, my bad. Okay. I mean, that worked, but... And then can I take a hit? Oh, I took both. So that does work as expected. However, we are not deleting it. So once we enter it, it's an area dot keyfree. We can potentially animate. Okay, so like if I take a hit now, see how it gets damaged, which is pretty cool, and then it's gone. Now we should probably still have the impact. See how the screen shakes for these? We should probably still have something like that when you take a hit. Maybe to like a lesser degree. So this, I believe, how does the screen get shaken? I believe it's on player damage, right? When you take damage, that's when it gets like emitted. Because we get back to the world. On the canvas layer, on the camera, we have a signal. Signal connector player damage.connect. Yeah, so it's the camera is like, it knows when the player takes damage, and if the player takes damage, the camera shakes. What else does the... So I don't know what else takes that player damage. That should be past tense, by the way. I'm not sure what else, like, actually... Oh, I think the game over, the HUD actually takes it. Player damaged. Right? Player damaged. And I believe the actual health bar does player health. Player health changed. Okay, so player damaged, theoretically, yeah, we can still pass that on. So we can emit that signal under the area 2D, under the shield. Where is it? It's not on the player anymore. Go here. Shield. We can just go and signal connect that player damage emit. Damage not declared. Yeah, that's okay. Hits. We can emit hits. It doesn't really matter because that's more of a... The damage variable here just tells the camera how much to shake. So if you take a lot of damage, the camera will shake more. If you take less, it shakes less. There is a clamp of 30, I think, for the trauma. So it's going to shake pretty much as little as it can. So let's see. Enemies. Yeah, see, there was a bit of a shake. Yeah, I think that's good. We still want that feedback to know that you got hit. Okay, so now we just need them to spawn every so often. we have them move down the screen. I think I want to start moving the enemies down the screen as well. And we also want to point them. How much time we got? 15 minutes. Ugh, I'm falling off my chair. I have a bad habit of slouching. I'll like try and fix up my posture, which means I also need to like, hang on a second. Angle the microphone a bit better so I can sit up straight and still get the audio connected. Audio like, you know what I'm saying? Get it going to the microphone. Okie dokie. So let's make one of these enemies look at the player. I don't know how I'm going to do that because they don't really communicate with each other. The enemies are kind of dumb. You know what I'm saying? They just shoot they have like an interval and they shoot. Like they have a timer, get tree every 1 second. Oh, they have a fire rate, yeah. So that's literally it. And then they move to a destination. That's it. That's all they do. So how would they point at the player? We can use look at, obviously, but when do we look at the player? How do we even know where the player is? Because the world doesn't know what the player is. You know what I'm saying? How does the world know where the player is? The enemy spawner doesn't. I can give it the variable. So what I'll do here is I can say at export var player and make it equal to a character 2D, character body 2D. And then I can just come and set that as the character. And now I can have the enemy and I can create a variable here called the player, and it can just be a character body 2D. And I can say if there is a player variable and there is a look at what can I call this? Look at player. I should make this an and. Look at player. Right, that variable doesn't exist. Then we will look at player, but let's create that variable as an export. Export var, look at player, bool, by default is false. We don't need that. So, someone's writing me on Discord. Who is it? What do you want? Ideas and feedback. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Damon's in there. We have been going crazy on the Discord lately, by the way, guys. Yeah, if you ever need help with anything, we're in there. I'm in there helping people learn about what is a body in an area node. Understanding that, all the basics, whatever you need, I'm there. Terminally online. Okay, destination, player, lookout player. Okay, so we got lookout player by default is false. If player and lookout player, then we need to go look at point, and then we can just go player dot global position, right? We could probably put in a turn rate, but we'll just go with this now. Global position. Could we do a turn rate? Yeah, we could. We just like ease the position. Basically, like not update the. We just go like we can create a turn rate. Should be an export. Turn rate. And this will be a float. Make it like 100. Right. And so this, and then we can go look at. We can go var target is equal to. It needs to be typed. It's a vector 2, I suppose. This is going to be a messy formula, but I'm doing it. I'm going to send it. It's going to be vector 2, and the x is going to be move toward, right? From I guess this needs to be a variable. We need to store this. Target. Okay. So we need a function as well. Set player. Target. And this is going to take a player. It's a character body. 2D. And it's a void. And basically we're going to go underscore player equals player. And then we're going to set the target to equal to player. This is around the wrong way. Equal to player. Okay. Target player dot global transform. No, that's not. That's the old way. Global position is what I'm looking for. Okay. Too few arguments for move towards. Yes, we know. Okay. So we don't need to go var target anymore. We can go target equals. We can go target dot x actually, which is going to be much neater. Move toward target dot x from target dot x to float player dot global position dot x at delta multiplied by the turn rate. We can copy that. We can copy that. Then that can be this. Can be this. And then look at player. Look at target. Okay. So we need to nominate a thingo to look at. This guy may be the right candidate for this because he's pretty scary and it would make the game a lot harder if he was watching you. So let's see if that actually does anything and doesn't crash the game because I didn't write it correctly. Mate. Okay, you know what I forgot? To actually implement the code on the other side. So going back to the spawner, we need to call that function. We need to go enemy dot set player target player. That was required. Okay. Let's go. Let's see how we do it. Okay, you are not what we're looking for. Not yet. Come on, mate. I mean, he is looking, but you know what? It doesn't matter because the bullets always follow the negative Y direction. And they're also not really looking at me. They're just like, huh. I wonder. We died. And now, because it doesn't exist, it crashes. Alright, so we need some work there. Obviously, this works. And the turn rate's way too high, I guess. I wanted to make it a little bit slower. But yeah, I don't know. We'll look into it. We'll see. We'll see. That'll be the challenge for the next one. And then I guess the goal, because Saturday is the last day to work on it, will be to I guess just make the game more polished. I guess we'll go with that. So that's 3 hours. So we had 5. We've got 7 hours left. I'll do a 7-hour stream on Saturday. I don't have time for that. Maybe. Maybe not. Not too sure. What are we up to? What are we up to? Whoops. Shouldn't be showing the folders. Should we raid? Not really, it doesn't matter. Cool. Alright guys, it's been really fun hanging out. Bit of a dodgy start, but we got there in the end. I think we're doing alright right now. Thank you for the support, for everyone that supports on Patreon, patreon.com/chaffgames. You can get access to like all the templates. I'm working on a new course which you'll get early access to, and also the top tiers get access to my time as well. So I do custom builds for the templates that I make and stuff like that. So Gyps has a Color Pants Rap, Big Green Jice, Nike, Bricky T, YGG, Scoremonger, Mr. Sparkle, All Year Dude, and IJS Beer. Alright guys, I will see you on Saturday.